I've been sort of monitoring your progress and looking at some of the, if you talk about today or just recent projects, and when I look at some of these numbers here, like I think is it Sutton Court in Sutton, you went up to about, is it 82 rooms, I think?
82 flats.
82 flats, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
which is a huge development. So, so talk me just a little about, you started back inspired again, you use your previous experience, but these are huge jumps. What made you do these kind of big projects? Again, what inspired you to do these big projects?
Well, I guess I kind of felt like I'd done it before.
Okay.
So
right.
I already had the expectation that I was going to get back to where I was before,
right,
and then progress on.
Okay.
Relatively quickly.
Right.
I didn't get there that quickly.
You're right.
Okay. I've been doing this for 15 years now.
Right. Okay.
I used to be kind of the young rising star.
Right.
I'm pretty bloody old now.
Yeah. You're younger than me. Don't worry about it.
So I did start off with very small projects. I tried to do some bigger projects,
right,
but I couldn't get people to back me when I had just come out of bankruptcy.
Okay, yeah.
And I had to have a much more practical approach. We had to eat as a family.
Yes, yeah.
We had a child as well.
Yeah.
So we focused on initially buying back some of my old properties.
Okay.
Which we did.
Canary Wharf.
Primarily my mum lent me some money to help with that.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
Uh-huh.
Not huge sums of money.
Just enough to get you to the next step.
Yeah, it was just over 100,000.
Okay.
And we bought back the properties that were still in my name,
right,
but had mortgages in place.
Yes.
To the full value or a bit more.
Okay, so it might have been
my trustee bankruptcy couldn't sell them really to anyone else.
Oh, I see what. Yes, I understand. Yeah.
So they reverted back to me.
Okay.
Once I paid a premium that he was satisfied with.
Right. Okay.
And that gave me a little portfolio with tenants in, with income.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, that we could survive on.
Yeah.
But number two, that ultimately I was able to effectively leverage.
Yeah. Show income and show equity and things like that. Yeah.
Well, I offered the tenants a discount for paying rent in advance.
Oh.
And a few of them did.
Right. Okay.
And that gave me a deposit to go to the auctions with.
That's a new strategy. I never heard that before. Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah, and that gave me the deposit to buy a little bedsit in Bow.
Right.
For 150,000.
Wow. Okay.
With bridging finance.
Okay.
So I put a small amount of money in.
Right. Okay.
And then my wife and I, primarily my wife, did it up. A little team of builders.
Okay.
We bought it in her name.
Right.
So that we could get the remortgage.
Oh yes. Okay. Right. Because
I wasn't confident that I would be able to get the remortgage.
Right. Okay. Because they do ask questions like, "Have you ever been declared?"
Oh, they always do. Yeah,
right.
They always do. I'll have to declare that forever.
Right. Okay.
Like it's not branded with something.
It's not like a driving license where it's 4 years and it goes off.
No, I'm afraid not. No.
Oh dear. No. Right. Okay.
But we made good money on that one.
Okay.
I think it valued at something like 250 or 270,000.
Did you keep it or did you resell it?
We kept it.
Okay.
Still got it.
Oh wow. Okay.
We then bought a little one bed in Peckham.
Okay.
For 89,000.
Wow.
Or not.
Really?
Above an HSBC in Peckham Rye.
All right. Okay.
We refinanced that for. Well, we added a bedroom to it, reconfigured it. Actually, our builder.
Yeah.
One of my guys said, I think you can get a second bedroom in here.
Right, okay.
So it's tight.
Right, okay. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did it and it refinanced at something like 260, 270,000 again.
Excellent. So
after we'd spent about 25,000 doing it up.
Oh wow.
So there were good gains on these little flats.
Refinance, get some money out.
And frankly, when I talk to investors that are looking to invest in the market now, adding a bedroom to existing residential by reconfiguring it,
right,
I think is the best risk-adjusted return you can get.
Right.
I'm buying whole blocks of those now.
Yeah.
And reconfiguring them to add a bedroom to each one.
Oh, excellent. Oh, right. Okay.
I would say that's our core strategy now.
Okay.
That's not what we're best known for.
Yeah.
I was originally known for HMOs, house shares. And I consulted on the HMO licensing regime when it came in.
Oh wow! Okay.
And we removed some of the sharper edges of that. So I do a lot of lobbying
Thank
now.
you very much. Okay,
That
right.
was my first bit of it.
Okay.
Multiple kitchens, minimum room sizes.
Right.
Those things I lobbied on.
Okay, excellent.
On the basis it was an old fire regs report
Right.
that said a few more people had died in HMOs relative to family houses in fires.
Oh, I see.
Therefore, they need more fire protection.
Okay.
But it predated fireproof furniture.
Right. Okay. And probably smoke
And
those alarms.
Yeah, the smoke alarms.
Yeah.
Well, that.
Sprinklers.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But logically, putting in 2 kitchens
Right.
doesn't make any sense.
Right. Okay.
Because you double the fire risk.
Yes. You're right.
So we were able to logically argue things like that and have them amended.
Excellent.
They do
okay.
keep coming back though, so
Right. Okay.
anyone else that wants to make that argument, please do. Each time they bring in...
Right to Martin Attenborough.
No, right to the government and the local authority. Yeah, so but what we've always done is really getting more units and bedrooms in the space.
Right, okay.
And by doing that,
yeah.
we get either a higher yield per square foot if we're renting,
okay,
or we get a higher value per square foot when we're selling.
Right.
Because the unit price can be lower.
Yeah.
So that it's better for the customer.
Yeah.
But for us, we make more money.
Okay, so it's a win-win situation. Right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So generally, is your core strategy is to buy, refurb, and hold, or sell, or is it a bit of a mixture? It depends on.
Well, we do both.
Yeah.
And I like the flexibility to be able to adjust between the two depending on the current market and where I think the market's likely to go. No one can ever be sure.
No, but yeah, okay.
So for the last 3 years, I would say, we've been developing micro apartments under permitted development rights.
Yeah.
For office to residential.
Yeah.
And we've been selling those.
Selling those, okay, right.
And in particular, we've been registered for Help to Buy, which means first-time buyers can get a 20 or 40% interest-free loan from the government towards their deposit.
Right, okay.
So they get, in London, a 55% loan-to-value mortgage,
right,
which is very cheap.
Yeah, right.
The government lends 40% or up to 40%,
okay,
and they put 5%.
Oh, wow.
And they only start paying any rate on the 40% after 5 years. And even then, it's only 1.5%.
That's nothing, right? Okay.
Yeah, but it is an equity loan.
Right.
So if the property value goes up in value, when they sell or pay the government out,
it's related.
It's related to the overall value.
Right. Okay.
But it does mean that the loan is much cheaper.
Yes.
For the amount that they're borrowing, relatively.
Definitely help to buy them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so, moving forward a bit. So, what is obviously? I know you develop a very large number of properties in Croydon. And are you looking to expand out now? So what's your strategy?
Well, I have a concern that in Croydon our 1-bedroom flats, micro flats, are now 320,000.
Right. Okay.
3 years ago they were 160,000.
Wow. Okay.
And that's great. Obviously, the buy-to-let investors that bought our apartments early on have done very well.
Yeah.
We've done very well from those developments, and I'm very confident that Croydon will keep going up in value.
Okay.
It's got, at one point it was going to be Europe's largest shopping centre.
Oh, really? Okay.
Westfield going in.
Oh, right.
I think now that Westfield have announced they're expanding Shepherd's Bush by 50%, that will be the biggest.
I was going to say, do we need another Westfield, do we? Okay, right.
Well, but the Croydon one is just, it's immense.
Is it? Right, okay.
And it's going to completely transform the area.
Oh, right, okay.
And even that is 1.4 billion in a 14.7 billion investment programme that's expected in Croydon in the next few years.
Oh, wow, okay.
I had no idea how extraordinarily good Croydon was until I bought the first office block.
Okay.
And I bought because of Westfield.
Right, okay.
When Boris Johnson negotiated the deal between Westfield and Hammerson and unlocked it.
Okay.
I had seen what Westfield did to Stratford and Shepherd's Bush.
Okay.
So I went there, and they had lots of dirty old office buildings that I could PD.
Right.
And then I found out how good the transport links were.
Yeah, it's not too far from London, it's central London, is it? Yeah, right.
But it's not so much the distance, it's the travel time.
Yeah.
My customer, the young professional, has always been most interested in the time it takes them to do things, so
Right.
to get to work, to get out, to have fun, and they will overlook, in my opinion and experience, a short walk between the station and their home, if they have a lovely home they can afford, and a quick train route into work.
So again, you did your research, and you really focused on what the customer wanted. I remember reading an article where I think I'm sure you talk about how customers, they store everything on the cloud, so you don't need huge racks of CDs. Like I just, until recently, I was still converting my CDs, putting it in my phone. My daughter goes, "Dad, why don't you just get Spotify?" So I've actually got a Spotify account myself the last 2 weeks. So
people don't have as much stuff now. I don't have as much stuff.
Right. Okay.
I've been told I've got obsessive compulsive property purchasing disorder.
Oh, see, okay, right, okay.
But I always used to collect.
I'm a doctor for that.
I probably should. I always used to collect limited edition or particular types of books and authors, stamps.
Right, okay.
I've always had more cars than I should have, and bikes and things like that.
I've seen some of those cars, You have to take me for a ride.
But these things become a real drag on you. It's a hassle. You feel stressed if you need to look after them. Carry them around.
Store them,
weight
protect
you've got to
them,
drag around.
insure them and things like that.
The millennials are used to having everything online. And therefore they don't need as much stuff.
I think one thing they do need is fast broadband.
They definitely need super fast broadband. I quote quite often to people when they say people need a bigger home than we produce, for example. We're producing little tiny, I don't know, little tiny places that people wouldn't want to live in. And I explain, actually that's not true. I think our customers actually appreciate not having to clean and maintain, let alone pay for space that they don't need. And we typically provide them with a shared space that's bigger anyway. And they'll meet other people in there.
They don't need,
so
they need a garage.
Sociable.
They don't need a garage full of crap that they keep filling in and things like that.
No. And even in my case, I'm not a millennial. I'm too old now. But I don't carry a bag with me.
Right. Okay. Oh wow.
I just have my phone. And I've dumped my laptop.
Oh wow.
And therefore my bag.
Right. Okay.
And I would say I definitely feel happier about that.
Right. Okay.
Because I don't have to carry it around. It's probably doing my posture a load of good too.
Right. You've got a bigger phone, by the way.
I've got a bigger phone.
Okay. So Martin, just wrapping up this interview. So what's for you and Inspired? What's on the horizon in the future? What's your plans? Where do you see Inspired going?
Okay, well, I guess number one on my list of priorities is to finish more of our projects.
Okay.
We've got Sutton project finishing at the end of this month.
Okay, right.
We've got our Coombe Cross project finishing in August.
Okay.
And then Impact House will finish in about 15 to 18 months' time.
That's 188 units, isn't it?
That's 235 units.
Wow. Your brochure's incorrect then.
No, that must be...
All right, I got this from one of your brochures, that 108 units. Oh, it must have been an interview with someone. Okay.
Maybe that was before we got planning consent.
Oh, did you go for a PD and then another couple of floors as well?
Yeah, we got 38 units on top, and we had to sacrifice one of the PD units.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that's incredible. Okay.
And we have one in Manchester that's now currently 184 units.
Right.
But we'll go for an extra wing subject to planning.
Okay.
And that should be more like 250 once it's finished. But we are looking to buy more PD schemes like that.
Right.
However, the market is very busy now.
Yeah, I noticed that because I work in the Birmingham area. Maybe we'll work together in the future.
Yeah. I love Birmingham.
Yeah.
I think Birmingham's got a massive future.
Yeah, there's definitely been a spike and there's been a lot of activity, a lot of people holding on. But if we keep looking, something will turn up, and hopefully we could work together on those projects. So Martin, if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, what's the best place to contact you? It's via website or
www.inspiredassets.com.
Okay.
Or Inspired Homes if you're interested in the homes we're selling.
Okay.
If you want to rent, inspiredlondon.com. Inspiredhomes.uk.com.
Right.
or Facebook, if you search for Martin Skinner.
Right.
If you're property related and you add me as a friend, then I'll almost certainly accept you.
Right, okay.
Twitter.com/Martin Skinner.
Okay.
LinkedIn, a lot of the social media channels are.
I'll put all these links into the YouTube channel so they can contact you directly.
Yeah, or call my mobile 07968 790 611. I don't always get back to people immediately.
Okay.
But I do get back to people always, eventually.
Okay, so just before we finish off, so if you have any comments, please make comments below, and please like and share this video. And if you want me to maybe interview somebody else, let me know. And so I just want to finish off by saying thank you very much, Martin.
Thank you very much for listening and watching. Thank you.
Okay, cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye-bye.